All right, welcome to Thoughts Count Anywhere, everybody. Welcome to another live edition. Today is December, what is today? The 12th, I believe. We want to recognize, as you see on your screen, a gentleman that became a fast friend of Thoughts Count Anywhere. Me personally, I had the opportunity to meet Tommy Tiny Lester for the first time a couple of months ago when he was here in Vegas. Great guy, great history, and unfortunately we are saddened to learn of his passing this past week at the age of 62. With that, we want to send our condolences to the family and friends and all those that knew Tiny Lister. He will always be remembered for what he has done and will never be forgotten.
Rest in peace, Debo.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right, with that, again, we want to welcome everybody to a brand new edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for making us part of your early Saturday noon East Coast time, 9 a.m. here Pacific. Of course, since we have a full house, we are at full staff with the substitute guest co-host who has actually become a regular, which we absolutely love. Today, also, we want to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah. Today will be the third light later tonight at sunset, and we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Joining me at the head table, to my immediate right is Chief, is in the house.
Good morning.
To his right, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Matt Mullen.
What's up?
And back in his home of the DJ booth after being MIA, parts unknown for a couple of weeks, Mr. Jason Piper's back. How are you guys doing this week?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
All right. You guys all right, Chief? Matt, everything good?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Let's get it rolling.
Let's get it rolling. We got a lot to talk about, so we're not going to waste any time other than reminding you to 702-329-6947 is our phone number. Press 1 to come into the direct in the studio. Send us a tweet using hashtag ThoughtsCountAnywhere if you're out of the United States, like down in Mexico. If a certain wrestler who's waiting to come back to the United States wants to call in and say hello, 855-502-4321. With that, let's get started. I hear voices in my head. Rumored top matches for WrestleMania 37. Roman versus Goldberg, Orton versus Edge, and Brock Lesnar. So a triple threat. Brock Lesnar versus Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre. And then I read yesterday, gentlemen, that they're taking Roman and The Rock off the slate to maybe 2022 now, possibly.
That's what I saw, too.
So who knows? Anyway, thoughts on these matches potentially headlining? Jason, why don't we get started with you?
Do we really need to see Randy versus Edge again? Like, seriously? We've seen that match so many times now. It's kind of beaten like a dead horse in the mouth kind of thing. As much as we have the history there and we have the stuff going on, I don't want to see it, Matt.
I think Edge can, there's so many people on the main roster he hasn't gone against yet.
Exactly.
If he only has a certain amount of matches left, don't waste them all on Randy Orton, who you've gone against plenty of times in your career.
I agree.
I want to see him against Seth Rollins when he comes back, Roman.
What about
There's all sorts of people he can go against.
even Edge against Ciampa or Gargano?
Oh, if they put Edge in NXT, him against Adam Cole would be
Awesome.
off the hook.
Do we really need to see Goldberg and Brock Lesnar?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Dear God, no.
I think the original thought between Edge and Orton was the initial talk was Orton would have the belt still by WrestleMania. Edge coming back because they are 1-1 in their previous two matches. So this would be, the third match for them to kind of break the record. So I think that was the original thought.
Yeah.
I just want to see Edge come back from the injury.
Yeah,
I think that's important. I got to be honest with you, as I'm looking at these proposed matches, the only one that he would even draw my attention would be the potential triple threat. Lesnar, Keith Lee, and Drew McIntyre. And that is presuming Keith Lee can get his way back out of the Performance Center, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Well, one last thought. You saw Sasha Banks and Carmella last night on SmackDown. Why not put Randy and Edge on TV for their final match?
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Gentleman in the chat, Ryan Smith said Edge versus AJ Styles.
Yeah, I just saw that. And by the way,
Sign me up.
I'm just curious in your guys' chat room, can you enter comments? I'm not getting a comments bar to type in to respond to anybody.
I've been able to say good morning to Scott and Kira and...
I have no comments bar at the bottom allowing me to type, so I cannot respond. But anyway, I saw that. Edge and AJ would be also good. Roman should squash Goldberg quickly. Thoughts? Hello to everybody. Ryan and John. Brandy's out there. Brandy, hope all is well. Kara's out there. Meredith is watching. Mr. Hosey, good morning there, sir. We miss you up here and whatnot. So if it's not that I'm ignoring anybody, but for some reason my watch party and my live video comments is not giving me a comments bar. Facebook is really just messing stuff up. I'm beginning to. I'm getting ready to rip up my membership card to Facebook.
Don't kick us off, Mr. Zuckerberg. He's just kidding.
That's right. Well, he's a Jew too, so us Jews got to stick together. But anyway,
You better
You
have
know
a
you guys
talk
have
with
missed
him,
me.
man.
I know. All right, next topic. All right, rumor going around that Charlotte and Andrade will be teamed together upon their return to help get Andrade to the next level. I am not for this idea. Because if Andrade doesn't step up, then I think it hurts Flair more than it would help Andrade. And what would they do with them together? Pseudo managers when each of them are in the ring? So your thoughts, gentlemen. Chief, we'll start with you. Then we'll go to Matt.
My thought is bring Ric Flair back as Andrade's manager and leave Charlotte as a single.
I like that idea. Matt?
I don't know what maybe just to think the star power of Charlotte being like the Hulk Hogan of the females will just like automatically push Andrade to the main event, as he's always been like right on the cusp almost of like all the good matches he's had. But those two together, just to put them together, I don't see the point. You just need to keep Charlotte top woman by herself.
I agree. Jason?
No, Charlotte by herself is definitely ho ho ho, Merry Christmas.
It's snowing in the DJ booth.
I know, man, that's kind of weird.
Where's Sting?
Right? No, Charlotte by herself is definitely a keep in the world of wrestling, as far as she's still got so many accolades that she can still do. And I'm going to touch on this after watching SmackDown last night. What is up with the crap with them doing Carmelo being labeled the queen? There's only one queen in WWE, and her name is Charlotte Flair. Do not try that shit.
Well, her title was the Queen of Staten Island originally.
Well, but that's fine. Keep her the Queen of Staten Island. But don't try and have her come out with the blonde hair and all that crap.
That's got to be like signs of Charlotte coming back like imminently.
Yeah.
All right, I want to give a shout out
Shade.
to Shade. And I know I just laughed at. I want to give a shout out to Shade, who was my 2021 breakout star here. So Shade,
No pressure.
No pressure. And he also.
Hey, Shade, are you ready for me, buddy?
There you go. So he's asking about what you have on your shirt, Jason. I don't know if you can stand up a little bit, but it is an acknowledgement to Tiny there.
Debo. It is
Debo.
actually Debo's shirt that he was selling at the place in the Boulevard Mall.
What place?
The place.
Which one?
The place.
Right. Who's on first?
Who's on second? Who's on third? He was doing the signing at the place for his clothing line, Debo, of course. And so it went really well there, and that's how I got the shirt. And so I'm putting a big shout out to Debo there. Rest in peace. And
Absolutely.
to all the guys at the place. Sorry for your losses, guys.
Absolutely. All right. Anybody wants to call in and chime in, please do so. 702-329-6947. The numbers are up there on your screen. Press the number 1. We'll bring you right into the studio. We'd love to hear from you, your thoughts on anything that we have, anything that we're talking about or haven't come up with yet. Please do so. I'm just reading Shade's comments. He's ready for you, Chief, and of course, he's definitely ready for 20. He better make good on that, because he's going to make me look bad, and I don't like that. I can do that on my own. Next topic. Rumors going around that. Listen, if you can't laugh at yourself, what the hell good is life, right? Rumors going around that both WWE and AEW are interested in signing Tessa Blanchard.
Shocker.
No shocker, of course, and Daga are waiting for the pandemic to be over before making any decisions. If they're waiting for it to be over, that might take some time. But AEW came out with a report this week that, quote unquote, they are not interested. And I'll put those two words in quotes.
We do not care if they're interested. They're going to WWE. We know this.
It said like a day after that AEW thing came out, there was like another report came out and said they're both interested.
I did see that.
WWE doesn't necessarily need her as much as AEW does, because AEW has like the worst women's roster.
Can I steal your line?
Yeah, of course.
Tessa is the TNA World Champion.
Hell yeah, she is.
She still is.
She's still the Impact Champion. I don't care who the hell they put that belt on.
There you go.
She never lost it. There we go.
That's right. All right. Before we go to break, let's go to our next topic. War game results from last week. John Rankin puts in there, yes, Karrion Kross is back. If you've missed the recent shows, NXT, the man is back. We'll get into talking about him in a little bit. All right, so War Games results. The Women War Games match, Team Candice defeated Team Blackheart.
Chief, that didn't look right. You rubbing your shirt, bro.
I know.
He's rubbing Scarlett. Don't judge him.
Don't judge.
Don't tell Kevin either.
No.
I would laugh if Kevin come busting through this door and went right at you.
That would be an invasion I would be interested in seeing.
It won't happen.
Right. War Games. Team Candice defeated Team Blackheart.
I lost that one. I took Blackheart.
I truly agree with you on that one, Chief. I thought it was going to be Blackheart with Rhea and the way it was all going. Gonzalez amazed the hell out of me in that match. She was more active in that match. I will actually compare that with her and Rhea on one-on-one. It was just as good as that.
As we've said in the past few weeks, NXT is the number one show and has the number one women on TV.
Oh,
right
hell.
Absolutely.
There is no debating that.
No.
When Ember Moon hit that eclipse like on the chair,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought freaking that girl was dead. I was like, how do you not get hurt from that?
Yes.
It's all in how you land. I don't know. By the way, congratulations to Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Their
Yes,
baby.
indeed.
How do you pronounce the baby's name?
Roe, I think.
Roke?
Roe.
Row? Why couldn't they just
row your boat.
right? Why couldn't they just spell it ROW? ROUX? I didn't know how to pronounce it, but okay. Congratulations to them that they have a healthy baby now in their family. All right, Tommaso Ciampa defeated Timothy Thatcher. Tommaso.
Wow. Is all
That
I
was
can
a good
say.
like old school wrestling match. There was no flips, nothing crazy. It was like an old school NWA like 80s match.
Right on. It was ground and pound, right? Pretty much. It was
Yeah.
it was no high spots, pretty much. So, yeah, it was a good match.
That's
Totally
the one,
agree.
That's the one I said compared Karrion and Timothy a few years ago, and now you got Tomasa and Timothy, and it was a classic wrestling match.
Right on.
No flippy shit.
Yeah, no flippy
No flippy shit.
Quoted, Chief, no flippy shit. Next match. Dexter Loomis defeated Cameron Grimes in a strap match. I heard that was bright. The strap matches, man, I would love to see their bodies with all the welts afterwards. I didn't see any pictures posted, but that's got to be crazy.
It was one of the better strap matches, definitely. It was a good match.
Is it just me, or is Loomis getting more and more ruthless and just looking like a fucking powerhouse, man?
He is, and they're trying to turn him into like a baby face. And
And
he's
it's
like the
not
perfect
working.
like heel, so
Leave
I-
him alone. Like, do not touch that.
As I said to Matt before the show, where does Loomis go now?
Title shot.
he's got to get through a certain person
TikTok.
to do that.
I think he's got.
I think he should get the North American title, Matt.
Yeah. Go against Gargano the first time. That dude can't defend the title to save his life.
That'd be a good match.
It would be.
Never thought of that one. That'd be a hell of a match.
Aaron, what are you doing with the friggin' faces?
He made you a reindeer.
I don't need to be a reindeer. I'm good the way I look.
Well,
That's debatable.
Don't you dare go there.
you notice how you say one word, well, and just the thought
You
continues.
said that and immediately was like, "Oh shit!" Oh no!
Wait a minute, that's when you want to do. That's when you want to do this. Reel it back.
He's like, "Shit!" I just grabbed the shovel.
You know,
But remember, thoughts count anywhere, so you never know
John
the
Cena
topic.
says.
you know. I want to do the flippy though.
What flippy?
Cameron Grimes, entertainer. You might not like him.
Dude's mad entertaining.
Exactly, and he keeps us coming back.
All right, I'll give you that.
All right, in the we've got only a few minutes left here before we go to our first break. Johnny Gargano defeated Ruff and Priest to win the North American Championship. I think we all picked Leon to hold. I think we all picked. Well, you did, didn't you? Somebody did.
I called Gargano, but I wanted Priest to win.
I wanted Damien.
I thought Leon Ruff was going to retain somehow. I thought they were going to keep this stick going for like another month.
Well, they still may.
They could. Gargano can't seem to defend a title, so
Right.
someone's going to hit the jackpot. Whoever his first
Do we
title
still
defense is
not
against.
have the 30-day ability for the former champ to go back and have his match again to get the title back? Does
I think they announced
not
a
do
while
that anymore?
ago, like WWE doesn't do like you automatically get a
Oh,
rematch. You have to earn it.
well,
It's automatically in the clause.
but they just don't
Not.
follow it.
Right.
All right, last match to talk about before we go to break. The men's War Games match. Undisputed Era defeated Team McAfee.
You know, I'm going to give props to McAfee.
Dude, I was just about to say that, Chief.
I'm going to give props, even though personally, I wished he'd got the foot in the mouth, but he didn't. I got to give him props.
He is surprising the hell out of me. Like, literally, we've known him as a guy who has a TV show and does his own podcast. Never thought in a million years this man could wrestle like he does and what he does.
And he sells it because he went on his podcast show the next day with the collar,
Yeah.
with the neck brace on. So he sold it even in mainstream.
Who would have thought like the punter for the Indianapolis Colts
Would be this
would
good.
be like the best heel in wrestling?
Absolutely. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to put a brakes on it. We're going to step aside for our first break of the show.
Roof. You're right there, Aaron?
Hopefully my ears will come back to me in 60 seconds. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. Next up, Slammy Awards. We'll be right back. For all your sports collectibles in Las Vegas, stop by Power Play Sports Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall. Power Play has a large selection of items from all your favorite teams, specializing in the Vegas Golden Knights, Las Vegas Raiders, and pro wrestling. Power Play Sports Collectibles has an online store if you prefer the online shopping experience, plus they ship worldwide. So if you're looking for that sports collectible for yourself or that special someone, check out Power Play Sports Collectibles online at www.powerplaysportscards.com or at the Boulevard Mall.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Welcome back, guys. Just so you guys know, for the holidays, Power Play Sports Cards and Collectibles in the Boulevard Mall, we are doing our buy one, get one 50% off in the store. That is everything in the store, excluding trading cards. So for all your Christmas needs, come to Power Play Sports in the Boulevard Mall, and you can get 50% off of equal or lesser value on your second item.
That is a killer deal. If you're a wrestling fan with all the signed merchandise they already have at a killer deal, you can pick up some cool stuff for pretty cheap.
Absolutely.
Go down to the Boulevard.
Absolutely.
Go down and see Mr. Scott Hosey and his crew, and they will definitely take care of you.
And where are they at? The Boulevard Mall. Along with that, let's talk about Wrestle Connects. If you are anywhere in the business of wrestling, whether it's announcing or you're an in-ring performer, production, or whatever, Wrestle Connects gives you the opportunity to do what, Matt?
You're able to buy group health insurance for you and your family in case you hurt yourself or something outside of the ring, your family gets sick. We also have discounts for car rentals, hotels,
For all your travel needs.
Disneyland, all sorts of stuff. Basically, use it once; it pays for itself. It's $50 a year. It also, you get a electronic press kit, or you're able to get an electronic press kit. So we want to make it so it's like a one-stop shop for all promoters and wrestlers to get themselves booked, or for promoters to book wrestlers.
Mm-hmm. Right on. And it's WrestleConnects.com. It's Wrestle, CONNEX.com. Check it out and become involved today and protect you and your family. Okay, it is time for...
Jason to ring the bell.
No, I'm waiting for you to say the Slammy Award nominees, then I was going to ring the bell.
It is now time for the Slammy Award nominees.
Come on, man!
Don't we usually ring the bell before I introduce the topic?
No, we're changing it.
Jeez, the guy's away for
Been
two.
gone for like a month, and now he's a prima
I
donna
know,
about the
right?
bell.
Exactly. All right. So
I have a reason for that, sir. I work 3 jobs now. Shut up.
No comment.
Chief, I'm going to throw something at you.
Okay.
are we done, boys?
Shade,
Never.
Shade, I need you down
Yeah,
there,
Shade,
please. I'm
come
getting
on.
threatened.
You need help?
Thomas-
You can't handle yourself?
Thomas Burnett. I'm starting to. I believe in Thomas's campaign that he just put in the chat room.
Thomas has always been saying fire the bell ringer since I've been here. He can shut up.
Well, why do you think Chief is back? Anyway,
He didn't replace me, that's for damn sure.
well, we're giving him a week off. So anyway, okay. Superstar of the year: McIntyre, Reigns, Orton, Strowman, The Fiend, Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Becky Lynch, or Charlotte. This is Superstar of the Year. Real quickly, I want to make this a quick segment. So first thing that comes to mind, let's talk about who you think is going to win or who is your favorite for Superstar of the Year.
Drew McIntyre has to win that.
Okay, Chief?
I agree. That was my first thought. Was
He's been on fire since the Royal Rumble.
Absolutely.
Jason?
I got the Fiend.
Okay.
That's a close race between him
Yeah.
and McIntyre.
Yeah, even on the women's side, I mean, any of the ladies really stand out. I don't know how you could select Charlotte for Wrestler of the Year. She hasn't wrestled in just about most of this year. Becky's been out since Money in the Bank. Listen, Bayley, whether you like her or not, I think she was great holding that belt, and the rivalry with Sasha really heated them up. So I think they kind of almost offset each other. I just wish they do more with Asuka. So I'm going to agree with the majority here, and I'm actually going to go with McIntyre. Next match, or next topic, next nominee, Match of the Year. Undertaker versus AJ at WrestleMania. New Day versus Hurt Business. Jeez, 11-16. Edge versus Orton at Backlash. Men's Royal Rumble match. AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. Roman versus Jey Uso Hell in the Cell. Sasha Banks versus Bayley Hell in the Cell. AJ versus Sammy versus Jeff Hardy. Clash of Champions. And lastly, Becky Lynch versus Asuka at Royal Rumble.
I got Taker versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Ditto.
And I think more for the sentimentality of it. How can you not give the nod to Undertaker, you know?
Yeah.
All right, next nominees. Rivalry of the Year. This is an interesting topic. Seth Rollins and the Mysterio family. McIntyre versus Orton. Edge versus Orton. Sasha and Bayley. R-Truth versus the World. And Lana versus Announce Tables.
Lana versus announce tables.
The fact that they put two things in here that are on the humor side between that and R-Truth versus the World.
I was want to say in the nominees, the announce table's more over than Nia Jax. I'm just saying. So I pick Lana versus the announce tables.
Lana. Chief, dare to follow that up.
I got R-Truth versus the freaking world.
And Aaron's got nothing to say to that.
Period.
But I got
Exclamation. Ended convo.
R-Truth, listen, when you talk about somebody being, 50-time champion of the 24/7, I-95, 7-Eleven, up and down, whatever it is.
365.
360, whatever. His business card has got to be about this big with his name on it. I mean, that whole shtick, that whole routine is worth the 5 minutes that they barely give it. And the thing that they talked about, the top 10 craziest things in the ring or funniest things that went on in 2020, you know what number one was? R-Truth, when he had Brock Lesnar in the ring and he came
Cracked him up
because that was a bet. Paul Heyman bet that he couldn't make him crack up because he doesn't do that. So you got to give a nod. If you talk about maybe entertainer of the year, I think R-Truth has got to win that one hands down, in my opinion.
Well, with the fact, Aaron, that R-Truth made the 24/7 title relevant.
Yep.
And just the fact that when you saw that title when it first debuted, you're like, oh, great. This looks so awful. And R-Truth made it what it is in itself just amazing.
Absolutely. My pick on this one, when you look at the whole year in context, I would actually take Sasha and Bayley.
Yes.
I think Mysterio and Seth are going to win it, though.
When I look at that, though, I look at the tenure of the feud.
Yeah.
And Sasha and Bayley's been going on a lot longer, even though they weren't at each other officially until 3-4 months ago or 3 months ago, whatever it was. But you knew it was brewing all year long. You know that the rivalry was still there. The tag champs, they lost the belt. You helped me lose this one. That's why I think when you look at the year, that's why I think that one I would be voting for that one.
They didn't lose an eye, though.
Hey, look at the return. Hey, speaking of the eye, Matt, look at how well it came back.
Shocker.
It's a miracle he ate some extra carrots. All right.
Chief,
All right.
Chief, you got anything to say on that one?
I got nothing to say.
Next nominees. Tag Team of the Year. Golden Role Models, Nia and Shayna. New Day, Street Profits, Nakamura and Cesaro.
Nakamura and Cesaro.
You know, if Nakamura and Cesaro wasn't there, I would say, who cares? Okay, it's got to be Nakamura and Cesaro. It has to be.
They are so underrated, but they are such a good tag team together. I mean, it's amazing how their styles kind of contradict.
Cesaro is the most underutilized,
Absolutely.
best performer in that entire
Absolutely.
company.
Now,
By far.
Here's the thing I want to ask. Let's jump ahead for a second. Let's presume that Nakamura and Cesaro win this category as voted by the fans. Do you think that will help them get a different push from the WWE, that they are being overlooked if they're recognized in this category?
You would hope
It'll
so.
just give them the tag titles. Both those guys deserve to be WWE champions.
Right. Cesaro should have been years ago.
Like, right after he won, like, that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, how he didn't get pushed after that is beyond me.
Sad part is nobody ever does when they win the Andre the Giant
You know,
thing.
I look at it, and you have New Day and the Street Profits as the tag team champs right now.
It's a comedic tag team.
To me, Nakamura and Cesaro, in my mind, would better represent either brand as
Absolutely.
tag team champions.
Oh, yeah.
And the other ones would be Dolph Ziggler and
Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode.
Interesting. I like the Nakamura and Cesaro. Shout out to local wrestler Cote Jeffries in the chat room. Good to see you, Cote. Thomas Burnett thinks it's either going to be the New Day or Street Profits. John says Coach Slammy winners would be R-Truth and Lana, which wouldn't surprise me. And the last nominees for Return of the Year, Edge, Reigns, MVP, Goldberg, Sami Zayn.
I will divert to last.
Okay. He's
I'd say
passing to the
Edge.
end. Edge.
It has to be Edge. He's been gone for like 9 years.
Edge. I would agree with Edge also. Reigns, it was great to see back after taking time off because of illness. MVP never did anything for me in any return. Goldberg is Goldberg. I liked Sammy's return, but it wasn't as monumental as someone who hadn't wrestled in 9 years.
But like all these people, they were just gone because of like quarantine stuff.
Right.
Edge was gone because of a friggin' neck injury
Yeah.
that he was told he would never wrestle again.
There's no
Chief?
like topping that one.
That's right. Exactly. Chief?
I don't disagree with you on Edge, but I'm going to give it to Sami Zayn.
God, I hate that guy.
Reason being.
Well,
and
He's
that's
really
right.
good at
Okay.
his job.
okay, the reason being, and I talked about it before the show, last night on SmackDown, Sammy came out first in the ring talking about he gets no respect as the Intercontinental Champion. He mentions Pat Patterson as the first Intercontinental Champion, a fellow Canadian. Next thing you know, it's cut. Here comes, what's his name out?
Big E.
Big E coming out of the back for their match. You know, the man gets no respect, or the WWE writers stink because you don't cut something off. And there you are looking at him right there,
Yeah,
Pat Patterson.
Yeah, well, we're watching a replay of
Okay.
Monday Night Raw here in front of us.
You just don't do that.
I
to
think
me,
there's more to that, though, possibly. I mean, it was a bad move.
it was disrespectful in my mind.
Exactly, but we'll never know what Sammy was going to say. But I agree with you. It appeared that he was going to give him a very positive nod and send off. But I think there might be more to that as we go down the line.
So I'm going to give it to Sami Zayn.
All right.
But let me touch on that for a quick sec
Yeah,
here.
Sure.
The way that with Sami Zayn, he's such a good wrestler in his own right. But the way they're doing this comedic bullshit with him going through the ring and
The mental games, yeah.
and Big E's losing by that a count out, and AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy are losing by getting handcuffed to the ladder or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
That shit was so awesome.
It may have been funny and it may have been awesome,
Especially Hardy's ear.
but the fact that it's the Intercontinental title and
Right.
you're fucking with the reign of that with Sami Zayn, who is by far a really good wrestler,
Yes.
and can make that title relevant, and you're making him a comedic relief.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Sammy is much better than that. He does great mic work as well. He's great on the mic. But we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Jason, when you were not here. We were talking about the prestige of the IC belt versus the United States belt, because at the last pay-per-view, Bobby Lashley was supposed to literally squash Sammy, which wasn't a squash match. It ended up being one of those joke matches with him running around doing all the psych stuff. But I think what happened is I think the Intercontinental belt has lost a lot of prestige, which is what you're talking to, and is now below the United States champion. The IC belt used to be the belt right below the heavyweight champion.
And that's what made it so relevant
Absolutely.
with Pat Patterson and Jeff Hardy and all the gentlemen that held that belt.
Well, early on, you got Don Morocco.
Yeah, Don Morocco. You got
Pedro Morales.
Ultimate Warrior, Snuka, like all these guys that held this title. It was such a prestigious title, and you looked forward to holding that belt.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, you got people going, well, shit, it's the IC belt. Cool.
Right. Even in like the 80s and 90s, that was like the main event.
Exactly.
If like the WWE champion wasn't there, that was the main event.
Yeah.
That was like the workhorse title.
And that belt was defended on so many different levels of every show that they've had.
Exactly. It's a shame what's happening with that belt. 702-329-6947 is our number. Give us a call. Your thoughts on any things we're talking about, your Slammy Award winners, any of the reports, topics, things that we will be talking about, or your own thoughts on anything that's out there. Press 1 when you dial that number, 1-855-502-4321 if you're outside the United States. Or, you know what, use the Twitter box. Send us a hashtag using Thoughts Count Anywhere, and we'll be happy to share. We'd love the live interaction as well as the messages in the chat room. All right, let's move on to a very quick WWE report. As seen on NXT, the man has made his reappearance. Karrion Kross and Scarlett returned to NXT. With Scarlett staring down Finn Balor and Karrion taking out Damian Priest.
Guess who's back? Back again.
That's right. TikTok.
I popped out of my chair as soon as that music hit.
Exactly.
Well, it was the way the setup was for that, with Scarlett just staring at Finn, and Finn's like, you got a problem? And she just sits there looking at him with that look. And then Damian comes out, and you're like, Damian, you just talked to the wrong person, because you knew Karrion was going to come out and whoop his ass.
Exactly. So welcome back to Karrion. I know you want to say something, Chief.
The champ
Absolutely.
is back.
The champ is back. Candice LeRae broke her arm in the War Games match. We saw that the other night. She had a little brace or something on her arm. There were a lot of injuries that came out of War Games.
Absolutely.
Didn't somebody tore a tricep? I also saw. They thought there was a little gash in his arm, but then when they went to look at it, and again, I'm sorry, I don't recall which wrestler it was. They found it was a tear in his triceps.
That I didn't hear about.
Yep.
I didn't either.
So there's some injuries from there. All right, next topic. Goldberg stated in an interview that he believes he has 50 matches left. He also stated that fans aren't as respectful and try to dictate the show.
He can keep those 50 matches to himself
I agree.
and wrestle his kid in his backyard. And I get where he says about the fans like trying to take over the show just with all the chants and
Not anymore.
This is like Vince's dream come true. He can pipe in whatever noises he wants.
That's right.
It's
That's
to the
right.
point because the fact is, I mean, Goldberg, yeah, you may be relevant in your own sight and eyes, but who the hell have you wrestled that's on the roster now that you can actually say that you were good against? You had a lackluster performance with Undertaker at
Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi Arabia.
Well, when you give yourself a concussion getting out to the ring, that would tend
and
to
then
do
you
it.
had a lax performance with Roman. It's like your whole matches were nothing more than yawners. That really, unfortunately, Goldberg, your time is up.
Don't disagree. I'll get back to it in a minute. Evidently, Bobby Fish was the one that had the injury.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if he's watching.
Two things. Sting and Goldberg. Their heyday
was terrific.
Oh, no, you're right.
was years ago. Years ago. Why would AEW, and I'm assuming Goldberg is still under contract with the WWE, or He just signed a new one, maybe. I don't know. But why would they, in their right mind, bring those two gentlemen back at age... Sting is, 61, I believe?
Kross is watching.
And I know.
Well,
And
welcome back, champ.
and why would you... Who cares? That's the best.
Yeah,
Who cares?
listen, that was like there was talk of Sting and Undertaker. We want to welcome the one Karrion Kross is out there watching the show. On what platform is he? If
I just like the thing on Twitter.
right on.
So it looks like he's watching.
And carrying the shirts ordered.
Yeah, mine too. Mine too.
Mine 3.
That's right. They're all on order.
I'm waiting for his plates to come out for the NXT title.
Well, did
How
you
have those not come out yet? I do not understand that.
did you see the belt that's up for auction?
Yeah, 2,000.
$2,000 already, and there's still 4 days to go.
Which
And
belt
I
is
can't.
that?
The NXT
The
Championship,
NXT.
which I cannot wait for him to sign mine. Mine's hanging on my wall at my house.
Yep.
All right. Next topic.
So get back out here, will you please?
Please.
There's a knocking on the door. No. Yeah, right. Exactly. All right. Next topic. I'm presuming you're talking about Sting in this next bullet point, Mr. Matt. Reports are coming out that one of the reasons he left WWE was Vince. Okay, so Sting left, of course, is with AEW. One of the reasons he decided to leave was he wanted to do a cinematic match with The Undertaker, and Vince vetoed it. I got news for you. I don't know that I'd want to even see it in a cinematic match.
I think most wrestling fans want it. That's like everyone's dream match. Whether they're old or young, I think everyone just wanted to see it.
They talked about it so much and made such a big coup about it. You had basically the dark side of the Tombstone with the Undertaker and the Crow, basically.
Yeah.
And I honestly believe if they would have let this go on, I really do believe Undertaker and Sting could have did a really good match.
In the cinematic match?
Oh yeah, I mean look at how well Taker did with AJ Styles.
But you're comparing AJ to Sting in terms of age, ability, lack of injury being in that style match. So I understand what you're saying, but remember, AJ's not 62 like
well,
Sting.
I
He can still move
but
around.
Still.
So
AJ.
that is AJ.
When everybody comes back or they talk about like who do you want to go against, everyone says
AJ
AJ.
style.
Well, we saw it in the chat room. Somebody suggested Edge versus AJ instead of Orton. I think that would be a tremendous match.
Even when like Edge and Christian did their podcast, he goes, "If I ever come back, I want to go against AJ Styles and Seth Rollins."
Yeah, exactly. All right, last topic under the WWE report before we go to break is, this was shocking when you look at the names, but Vince McMahon, I'm not even going to say what, but Vince McMahon has sent some wrestlers back to the Performance Center. Keith Lee, Otis, Dabba-Kato, Dio Madden, and to go back to classes with Gulak and Adam Pearce. Keith Lee is the one surprising name,
Why
obviously.
Keith Lee? That man he's good at what he does.
He's already good, but I guess if the rumors are true and they're gonna push him to like the WWE title, maybe they want him to do like some extra stuff he hasn't done or.
Well, if he's not wrestling on TV, he needs to keep wrestling, which is part of the problem.
They need his old theme music back. Let him do what he did.
Did you watch the documentary on WWE? On the
I
network?
haven't had a chance yet.
I did watch it. It was quite a story.
Oh,
Chief?
are you talking about the Keith Lee one?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a really good documentary.
No, the only thing I was going to say is Keith's over 300 and some pounds, and if he can do flippy shit, which we know he can do,
Right.
why the hell does he need to go back down to the Performance Center and train?
Flippy
Yeah.
shit.
You know, somebody in our site just posted, Vince doesn't want to push the new guys. He wants the old guys to stay around, and I agree with that.
To an extent, though. What happens when those old guys continue to break down and they can't perform?
Then why are they keep bringing them back?
Because
why are they bringing Lesnar back? Why are they bringing Goldberg back?
Well, because
Who
right
cares?
now that's just
they,
it. But
they
right,
put people in the seats.
well, there's
That's
no,
why.
but there's no seats to put in with the online stuff. Ask Matt. You don't always get in on these things, and right now I think it's the money grab. I think right now they need the ratings. So okay, they're going to bring back these names, but I don't want to see. I don't want to see. I mean, I loved Goldberg in his heyday.
I do too, and I don't disagree with you there. But we don't need them on TV in the 21st century.
The old guys.
Thank you.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you on that. So, all right, the one, that's the only name. I mean, Otis.
Who is Dabo Cato? Could somebody?
Dabo Kato was supposed to be part of that Raw Underground. He was
that really big guy.
He was part of that, which was his initial involvement in what he was supposed to be involved in.
Okay.
Now there's no Raw Underground. The guy doesn't do anything. So him I get. Dio Madden, former announcer, he was the one that got put on the shelf by Brock Lesnar when he put him through a table and has now come back as part of Retribution.
And wasn't the tall guy?
Yes,
I thought I read
almost.
The tall guy for
The bodyguard of AJ also went back.
Yeah, he's on there too.
Correct.
Okay.
So, interesting. The only one that, I mean, Otis, yes, but Keith Lee, that's the one I think that has got everybody's eyebrow raised. Even the Rock's, even the Rock's eyebrows got to be raised at that one. So, all right, with that, let's step aside for our last break of the show. When we come back, we're going to get into the AEW Impact Report, pop culture, and then we'll be done. So, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs. All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere, the show where all the thoughts are made up and the points don't matter. Oh, wait, sorry, that's the wrong show.
Whoa!
Are you talking about I Hear Voices?
Yeah, talk about voices. Yeah, exactly. Welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Matt, Chief, myself, and Jason in the DJ booth. Chief, you had a thought? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, sir.
Okay.
I was just going to say it's Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Where matters thoughts count, according to John Cena.
Yeah.
Anyway, all
Our
right.
thoughts do matter.
That's right. No matter what, they matter.
Even this old guy's thoughts count.
That's
Sometimes.
Right. That's right. If you remember what the thoughts are, that's always important.
Well, I got Halfheimer's, so I'm not sure.
He can still take that belt from you there, Aaron.
Oh, my gosh. Did you guys hear what he said? What he said snuck under everybody, and I'm not going to repeat it.
No,
but it
I
was
heard
fun.
what he said.
I said I got Halfheimer's.
But I also said he could take that belt off your hands.
Yeah, I
too.
heard you, and I had it here last week.
I saw.
Nothing happened.
Oh, he's waiting for his time to attack you when you're
I
not
pick
looking.
and choose, just like somebody else that did it on Sunday.
All right, let's get into our next topic, AEW Impact. Pentagon Jr. injured himself training, and the table spot on Wednesday was a way to write him off TV. Okay.
I don't have Impact, so I'll pass on this whole thing.
I was bummed about that. Pentagon's like one of my favorite in AEW, so I hope he comes back quick.
All right, hopefully he does. Now, Kenny Omega to possibly headline the next couple of Impact pay-per-views. Now,
Jesus Christ.
my question with what they're doing with AEW and Impact, now we know 30, 40 years ago we had the territories, we had all that stuff broken out. Now with this arrangement, there's obviously an arrangement here, and you can throw in Ring of Honor and New Japan in there too. There's talks about they always work together. Look at Dean Ambrose. Jeez Louise, going from Moxley going from AEW to go to Japan and all that stuff. Could this be a recreation of like almost a territorial design where one wrestler with their belt will go to another show / another territory to put their belt up? We saw with NWA, the ladies champ came into AEW last month.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Well, I do have one idea. Is Tony Khan putting money up possibly as a co-owner of Impact besides AEW? So in your thought, coming back territorial-wise, maybe he's trying to open up a little bit of the
But if
territory.
he's owning multiple companies like that, is that not building what Vince McMahon did by buying the other territories? I mean,
Absolutely.
so
You just hit it right there. It looks to me, it's WCW and Monday Night War all over again. Vince owns everything because it's just the way it's turning out. Vince has his hands in this piece of shit thing, and it's going exactly how it's going.
Scott always said that he believed that Vince has a hand in AEW, and now we're seeing the crossover of AEW to Impact.
Yep.
Who knows? It was just a thought as I'm seeing this develop. I mean, the territory days, you got champs cross-promoting. That was what the territories are built on.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
Even with this partnership, I wonder what AEW is actually getting out of it. Impact has
They have more to gain by it.
they
That's
have
for damn
way
sure.
more to gain. Their ratings were huge last week when Kenny Omega was on.
They hit 1 million viewers and they went unopposed.
Yeah.
So
Who would have
As
thought
long
that?
as AEW can get
Maybe
like
that's
Impact's
AEW.
women division out of this, I think that's like the only good thing
trade.
that can get out of
We have a
this.
trade proposal. Kenny Omega go to Impact, and they will send all the women to AEW. That's a trade.
And I want to see Chris Bay versus Kenny Omega.
Ooh, that's nice.
John Rankin just wrote in Carl Anderson versus Ethan Page tonight.
Sweet.
Yeah, they have a pay-per-view, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
For sure. So we'll see what's going to go on with that. Maybe we can get Doc and company back on again to talk about what's going on with Impact, because he was part of the what was it with Hornswoggle? What was it? Something Jay Styles.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, come on now. You know, when you consider that Hornswoggle went from Vince McMahon's son to the anonymous Raw general manager under the ring, and now he's Jay Styles. Come on now. So,
That was awesome.
all right, next topic. Snoop Dogg is announced to appear on Dynamite January 8th, which happens to be my wedding anniversary. WWE, however, is a little peeved that he's affiliated with them, that he's doing this, and given the fact that he just collaborated with Undertaker for a special clothing line, and he's a member of the WWE Hall of Fame, WWE's underwear is in a knot.
Okay, well, so here it goes. Their underwear's in a knot because of the fact Snoop Dogg's doing something with AEW. Mm-hmm. So why don't you get pissed off at Mike Tyson for doing something with AEW when he debuted the TNT belt and gave it to Cody Rhodes? Like, if you want to get a hair up your ass...
What about Shaq?
Exactly. So if you want to get a hair up your ass because of Snoop Dogg, you're only doing it because the fact is that Snoop Dogg's niece is in WWE, Sasha Banks. So that's why you're having a hair up your ass.
I agree. I mean, the thing, it's interesting to bring up Tyson's name, and I'll tell you why. Thank you, Brett. Brett Fitzgerald, friend of mine, manager up at Vegas Hockey and Sports, who was kind enough to donate some gift cards when we had
thank you, Brett.
Doc Gallows on. Is watching, loves the show. Thank you, Brett. So go up and see him. They've got two stores as a cheap plug because I like their stuff. 2 stores in town, so go check them out. But here's the thing with that though. Mike Tyson in the WWE was in the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Steve Austin, remember all that. And that was what, 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Roughly, almost 30 years ago. To today, where Snoop is relevant because of Sasha Banks. No question. She talks about him all the time. Then you match him up with Undertaker. I think the story is now what Snoop is doing versus Mike Tyson. I didn't care Mike Tyson showing up in AEW. Right now, to me, Mike Tyson is yesterday's news in terms of boxing and wrestling. But Snoop Dogg is today. You see him on the Corona commercials. You know, he's out there. Sasha's blah, 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 blah. I can kind of understand why WWE, there's a little bad rub here. And I kind of get it. And now they're threatening to take all the clothing line down.
I get it to a point because even when like Sasha comes out, Snoop's voice is all over the thing. That's like the #1 woman in wrestling right now.
Yep.
And with like the new collab of like Undertaker merch, they're promoting the hell out of that to be like, oh, by the way, he's gonna be on Dynamite next month.
John Rankin shares in the chat room that Impact is getting more views on Twitch. Doc is doing Home Shopping Network tonight. Okay. Thomas Burnett corrects that Sasha is his cousin.
Oh,
not
who
niece.
cares?
Some guy.
Jesus Christ, Thomas.
Let's see. And also, and Thomas also, you know what? Thomas Burnett. Snoop is showing up to promote, I guess he's got a new TBS show. So that part I understand now. Now you got the cross promotion.
Yeah.
That he's doing a show on the network where they are. Absolutely.
Hey,
Makes sense.
you know, who really cares? I mean, you know, they're all upset about this. Well, what about Snoop doing the TV show with the lady that was in jail?
Oh, yeah, Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart. So, you know, you got your panties in a wad. So what?
He's making
Get
money.
over
Leave
it.
him alone.
Exactly.
That was the greatest thing ever. It was like the picture of him and Martha Stewart, and they're like, one of these one of these is a felon and the other one's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're looking at a picture of Pat Patterson right there.
Yeah, at the end of Raw this past week, they had a nice montage of Patterson.
My way.
Yeah, buddy.
So, all right, next, let's go into pop culture. All right. Hey, there's some new shows advertised for Disney Plus and movies. Who wants to take that one?
I'll touch a little bit on that.
Go for it.
You have spinoffs from the Star Wars Mandalorian. You have, and Matt, help me with this name. How do you say it? Soka?
Yeah, something like that.
She, Rosario Dawson plays Soka on Mandalorian. Now she's getting a spinoff show to do on her own with Star Wars. And you have like, what, 4 or 5 different shows, Matt, now with Star Wars coming out?
Yeah.
And then to hit on
There's
Gina...
a ton of Marvel shows coming out.
And then you hit on with Gina Carano. Basically, the producer of The Mandalorian told Gina, just apologize and we'll give you your damn show. That's basically it.
Yeah, Disney Plus is loading up, as is a lot of the streaming networks. I mean, HBO Max now is getting a lot of heat. They're taking movies that would normally be released in the movies. They're going right to stream. Although the Wonder Woman 1984, they're releasing on stream and in the movies at the same time.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? I don't blame them for doing more streaming. No one's going to the movies. This is the way entertainment's happening now because of where we're at. And you got to give credit to the streaming services that are taking advantage of the market right now.
True. Even like the movie theater at the Boulevard Mall, the Galaxy Theater, they were doing movies for $1 and couldn't get people to go in there. So they're only open on the weekends now.
And they're also still offering movie theaters for groups, right?
Yeah, $100 and get your own theater.
And
like up to 20 people.
And sit there and watch movies.
John Rankin wrote in live action Pinocchio.
There's like a prequel to Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
There's a new Little Mermaid.
Yep.
There's
I don't know anything about it, so
there's a new
deferring
Fantastic
to you,
Four
John.
coming out with Anything's Better Than the Last one.
He also mentions Groot is getting a miniseries from the Guardians of the Galaxy, it looks like.
I'm sure it took him 100 years to write the script.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
Groot.
Yeah. That's right. 1,000 pages of the same 3 words. Okay, next topic in pop culture. Hey, guess what? The NBA season ended about a month and a half ago, and guess what? The preseason started yesterday. Opening games are supposed to be the 22nd.
Lakers are going to two-peat. Everybody can deal with it. Sucks for you.
Right.
Check out my friend Ryan's podcast, though. It's called 3 Point Play Podcast. They talk about basketball.
For all your NBA
good
needs,
stuff.
it's good stuff.
Well, listen, LeBron's re-signed. Anthony Davis re-signed. So you got that cornerstone now for another 3 years, I think?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you still have Anthony Davis after that. But, of course, free agency next year. Kawhi Leonard's a free agent. Chris Paul, who just re-signed with the Clippers for a ton of money. I could see his face, and I'm blanking on his name. You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
I was going to say Chris Paul, but it's not him. But anyway, we'll come up with it.
Well,
So
speaking of Paul Gasol is going to re-signing with the Lakers
Oh,
to
yeah.
join his brother.
It's
I
Marcus
think
All.
that's a one-day contract, so he can retire,
I think so too, but I honestly,
and it's rightly deserved.
I think it's
Don't
so
get me
cool.
wrong.
I think it's cool to see the Gasol brothers in the same league, in the same team.
Absolutely.
I think LeBron's going to last until his son gets drafted so he can play like one season with his son, and then he's going to retire.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you who to watch out for, though. The Brooklyn Nets.
yes.
Okay. You laugh, but I'll tell you what I heard.
No, they're getting big. They're
It's
getting
Kyrie and freaking Kevin Durant.
Okay.
They're
Well,
gonna
no,
be
that's
a-
why I
Here's the
laughed.
kicker. Here's the kicker. I heard yesterday on a podcast, James Harden to Brooklyn.
Yes, I heard that he wants to go.
And I'm going to tell you, if you got those 3, they're going to give the Lakers a run for their money.
I just don't like the way James Harden's going about it.
No, he should be actually going to practice like he's supposed to.
Well, he's waiting 6 consecutive days of negative testing before he can officially go in.
Yes.
But saying what he did,
I agree.
I
agree. He didn't handle.
He did not handle it professionally.
No, he didn't. I
And
agree.
so
with
Then it
you.
was Paul George that signed
Paul
the
George. Yes.
contract.
Thank you. Who helped you?
They lost to the Lakers yesterday without
Yes.
without Davis or LeBron.
That's right. They absolutely did. Yes,
It's
John,
only
thank you.
preseason. Who cares?
Right. Brandy says, ugh,
The
basketball.
Lakers win and the Lakers win.
That's right. Brandy says, not happy about basketball, but she's ready for
I
hockey.
agree with Brandy on hockey.
When does hockey start?
Speaking of, what the
January,
hell are the
doesn't
Golden Knights doing?
Yeah, I heard.
Dude,
Why are
Packer
they-
ready? Are
They're
you
trying to get rid
serious?
of Pacioretty, March Assault, and Alec Martinez. They need to chill.
Why?
So do they want to piss off the Vegas fans even more?
You're gonna have cheap tickets next season. They're gonna suck.
Well, you know that could be because the owner and his cronies don't know what they're doing, as Scott said.
You mean the stupid idiot called DeBar, who's an asshole and shouldn't be on our team?
Yeah, the real coach is going to looks like Coach Seattle, and
Kraken.
the one who had the knowledge of hockey, and then
Go on.
I agree with you. Then you talk about Pacioretty possibly getting traded. I mean, I understand the salary cap, okay, and probably Seattle's going to go through the same thing.
But you
3 or
don't
4
you
years.
don't touch somebody who is that damn good.
No,
Unless they trade for the Penguins and we get Sidney Crosby, or if we go for the Oilers and we
Exactly.
get Connor McDavid.
There you go.
It's the only ways that guy should be traded.
Yep.
All right,
exactly.
last topic under pop culture as we're down to about a minute and a half. Spider-Man 3 announces previous Spider-Mans and Charlie Cox as Daredevil to be in the next movie.
I'm so goddamn excited for that movie. They're bringing Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, the old Spider-Man. So I don't know if like all three of them are gonna do like
Is that going to
something.
be like multiple universes now bringing these guys back?
I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm super excited. And like the Netflix like Marvel movies, Daredevil is like my favorite show. So when they announced Charlie Cox is gonna be Daredevil in the movie, I hope this turns into like a Daredevil like movie.
Right,
'cause-
right.
could this be a new Spider-Man coming out possibly?
What do you mean?
Well, I know back years ago when I did comics, they came out with a new Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Could this be, Spider-Man 3, could this be a new Spider-Man coming out? A new,
Could be.
new series coming out?
Yeah, they're
possibly?
even bringing a Venom. So Tom Hardy's going to be in it. And then Kirsten Dunst, who is Mary Jane. And what's the other girl that was in the last one?
Emma Stone.
Emma
Gwen
Stone.
Stacy.
She's going to be in it. Gwen Stacy. So they're
And then,
bringing like...
Don't forget Woody Harrelson. Carnage.
Yeah, they're bringing like everybody into this movie.
Yeah.
Carnage, right?
Yeah, Carnage.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's almost no such thing as a bad Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man 3 is aptly named if all three Spider-Mans are going to be in the movie. That's for darn sure. All right, we are out of time. We want to thank everybody for hanging out with us in the chat room. We appreciate the interaction and saying hello to everybody. Now, a couple of things about programming that I want to mention before we forget. Number one, we're not doing a show. We're going to be dark on December 26th for the holiday. But to make up for that hour on the 19th, 1 week from today, we're not going to do 1 hour. We're going to give you a Hanukkah Christmas present. We're doing 2 hours next week of Thoughts Count Anywhere from 8 to 10. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time. I know Matt has just fallen off of his chair because of his hours, but
I might be half awake for the first hour.
that's okay.
I'll
But-
bring,
you
I'll
and me
bring
both.
donuts.
But we have two guests
I'll bring
lined
adrenaline.
up. We have two guests lined up. The first hour, returning Sledge. He's coming back. Little different topic with him. He's going to talk a little bit more about motivational stuff and how to get through the holidays. And then at the second hour, from 9 to 10, he is the father of filth, the original nightmare, your demigod of death. I am Funny Bone. Will be live with us via video link up here on Thoughts Count Anywhere on the 19th. You were going to say. It looked like you were leaning in to say something.
I can't wait.
There you go. So make sure you mark that on your calendars. 2 hours next week, starting at a special time, 8 a.m. Pacific to 10 a.m. Pacific. Should be a great show. There you see our QR code. Make sure at the end you can scan your phone up against that, whether it's on the replay or right now. We'll take it to thoughtscountanywhere.com. We've got merchandise, latest news, anything you want, all about the world of wrestling. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Matt, Chief, DJ Booth Jason, for Aaron E. at the board, I'm Aaron Phillips. We'll see you next time right here. Thoughts Count Anywhere. Have a great week, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
Where you're